So my name is Jess. I am your Miss Illinois 2023, and I'm going through a series right now, which is helping individuals who are new to the Miss America opportunity to learn what it's all about and if it's right for them and how to compete. What the heck is it? What are the areas of competition? And also, if you've been in it in a while, we're going to actually have some little series in between, which are going to talk about how do you manage social media accounts? How do you integrate your personal with a title holder account? How do you increase from your last competition? How do you push yourself? How do you do better? We're going to cover it all. So I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen. Oh, if you missed last week's, I'm recording all these and I'm putting them on YouTube so you can go back and rewatch it. So don't feel like you have to scramble to take notes. It's all right there for you. The last one from last week is uploaded already to YouTube, and this one will be at the end of the night. I try to do it right away. So you will have that. Let me share my screen. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to put them in the chat, or you can turn on your microphone real quick and just hop in and interrupt me. I'm totally cool with that as well. So let me see. I believe, okay, let me close this. Present. All right. Can you guys all see the presentation that I have up? Yes, no, thumbs up, something, maybe. Yes, I didn't get a no. I didn't get a no from anyone. Okay. Well, I guess if you can't see the presentation, say no. So thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Ashlyn. Okay, so how do you prepare for your first local Miss America competition? Whether it's the first of the new year, because we've made a lot of different changes, or maybe the first of a long time, whatever it is, that's what we're going to start with today. No, we're going to skip through it apparently too. Okay, so I kind of made a general wardrobe checklist, what you should expect to prepare for. By the way, I have split screens. So if you see me looking over here, it's because the presentation's here and y'all over here. I made a giant checklist of things you should think about, what you're going to need, about the overall cost. And I estimated the overall cost of things that if I was competing for the first time, I would want something that is a quality piece where I can wear more than once. And if I put it through the wash, it's not going to fall apart. Something that is going to be sustainable and something that's going to fit me really well. So you could get some of these pieces a lot cheaper. You could get, an interview outfit from the Goodwill at $10. So, and I've gotten stuff from there before, so nothing wrong with that. These are just assuming you're not gonna walk into something really cool, okay? So first for interview, we talked about what these are last week and what should you wear. This is where you're going to style your personal brand. And I have examples on the slides to follow. And you can wear like a suit, dress, jumpsuit, romper, whatever. I listed some places that I've gotten interview outfits from before. If you don't know what Queenly is an app. They also have a website, but I use the app almost every day. and it's really for former pageant girls or really anyone who has a dress to sell it or even interview suits. I've bought a ton of dresses off Queenly. I mean, probably 10 in the last month. I bought 10 dresses off of Queenly and I always get a really good deal on them. So it's something to look out for. Lavish Alice, they have wonderful dresses and suits. They're doing a sale right now, their website. Boohoo, I specifically love for, I'm 5 foot. So you can actually type in petite on there and it'll show clothing made specifically for individuals 5'3" and below. And you can also type in tall and they have clothing made for individuals, I think it's 5'7" and above. So that's really cool. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I have a green, like a lime greenish suit, and then the same kind of suit in teal. I got those from Boohoo, and I love them. They've lasted forever. Amazon has some really cool pieces too. If you are interested in seeing some pieces I pulled, if you go to at Mississippi Crown on Instagram and you look at their highlight reels, one says Meet Miss IL, that's me. And it has on there a bunch of different outfits that I screenshot on Amazon and basically for every area of competition. So that's on there too if you want to look at specifics. With interview, just make sure you're wearing something that's really polished, professional, something that would describe your personal brand to the judges. I like to wear colors that are on brand for me. So you'll see in the next slide that I had a white interview suit. Actually, I'm just going to pop forward so we can go with it. So this is what I wore for state this last year. It was a white interview suit and then it had green. I had green heels and then a bodysuit underneath, and then tiny little green Donate Life pin on the lapel. So it had my personal brand in the sense that the colors of my platform, my community service initiative, are blue and green. So I really try to portray that in the interview. That's something you could try and do as well. You could wear your favorite color, whatever it is. These are all examples of outfits you could wear for interview. Mine here is a little more casual. This was for our check-in first date this past year, but just so you can see what people wear for interview. Obviously, it's to your own taste. How I would describe interview is if you're going to go have lunch or tea with the queen, because it's a very colorful, bright, upscale, but it's still very crisp and clean. Just be mindful of the shoes you're wearing because you're going to be standing for your interview. So that is something to think about. Evening gown next. Oh, sorry, I kind of put like price points down here, what I've paid for in the past. So from these websites, I've gotten something from $30 to $60. The very first local competition I competed in, I wore an outfit I already had in my closet. So it was just a pair of plaid pants, a black blazer, and a black bodysuit underneath. So don't feel like you have to spend $1,000,000. Okay, your evening gown, it's your personal style again, which you're selling to the judges. Make sure you're wearing heels on stage so you can comfortably walk in. So when you're gonna go buy a pair of heels, unless you have like a bunch like me at this point, make sure you can walk in them and you're not bending your knees when you're walking. You look like a baby giraffe because it's easy to see, okay, she's not comfortable with what she's wearing. You want to be comfortable because then you can be really confident on stage. So some websites where I've gotten dresses on sale, if you go to Henry's, they have a store online. I think they're located in Ohio, I believe. Their website is, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I can put it in the chat if you guys want after. So they have a clearance section, which I just bought a Cherry Hill dress from. It was originally $1,000, but I got it for $300. So they put stuff on clearance all the time. Definitely check them out. They're wonderful. A lot of the dresses they do put on clearance. Some of them are because they're going through the different seasons. Others are because maybe they've had it on in store. It's the dress that everyone's tried on and they're just kind of ready to get it off the sale floor. So it might have some flaws to it. It's usually nothing major. I ordered a dress like that where it came in. It was a sample dress on the sale floor and it was just missing a few pieces that I sewed back in. So not a big deal, especially for the discount you're getting on them. They do some dresses there for like $50. So worth looking at. Promgo right now, that website is having a sale. They have $19 dresses, which is really cool. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I have ordered probably 5 or 6 dresses from them on the $19 dress sale. So I also think of it as if you can just sort it by any size, if you want to go get it tailored, obviously the cost of getting the dress tailored to you plus the $19 is still going to be way less than what it originally was. So keep that in mind. Also, if you're like, well, I wish the dress had this, could you add it yourself? You know, is that $19 price point? Is that going to be enough for you to, want to add more to it? So think about that too. It's really, really cost effective to try and do things yourself. Peaches Boutique, I've ordered stuff from them online. They're actually a really big dress store up in Chicago. And I got my prom dresses from them, ironically. But I ordered stuff on their clearance too. And it always ships really quick within like 1 to 2 days, I swear. I've really just put some ones up here that have really good sales because I'm a budget queen. I love to get a good deal on things. Queenly, that was the app I mentioned before, but yeah. Honestly, if you're looking to do like your very first evening gown, I probably wouldn't go over $300. My first dress I bought on clearance at Peaches online for $100, and I still have it. I actually might cut it into a cocktail dress now, but I definitely would check these out first before buying something full price. So I feel like at my phone, my teen is doing her Miss America lottery right now, so I'm waiting for updates. So let me go forward so you can see some for evening gown. I should have organized this a little better. So this is what I wore at State this past year. This was our top 5 at State for Miss. And then these are just some other evening gowns that we had worn for a photo shoot. Really, it's your personal style, whatever you're wanting, right? There's no rhyme or reason or, oh, in Illinois, you have to wear this evening gown, or in Minnesota, you have to wear this type of evening gown. That's not true. You wear what you are most confident in, and the judges are going to see that and they're going to fall in love with that. They're not going to fall in love with the girl who wore the dress because, oh, this is the hottest dress this season. they're going to see through you that you don't want to be in this dress. You wanted to be in the other dress, you know? So wear what you're most confident in, and everyone will see that on stage. That's super important. So health and fitness, you have to wear Red Rebel, and I'll show you what some examples what those look like on people on the next few slides, because at state this past year, we could wear black, white, or red if it was Rebel. We had kind of the option since it was a later decision to make us buy Rebel Athletic. So the cool thing is when you buy the Red Rebel, you can rhinestone it. You put rhinestones on it however you want, kind of bling it up a little bit. So I think white or black or nude tennis shoes are recommended. I would say if you're a shorter person like me, you could even try to get the nude tennis shoes. I have a pair of Steve Madden nude tennis shoes that I absolutely love. I got them online at Journeys, and we'll kind of go over nude shoes on the next slide when we're done with all the wardrobe stuff, but they kind of make your legs a little longer, so which is really neat. White or black tennis shoes. I prefer white tennis shoes. That's a preference. I've seen girls look stunning in black tennis shoes, but where I've gotten my white tennis shoes were from Journeys. They usually have like really good sales. I found some cute ones at TJ Maxx as well. Obviously, Amazon has them. I will say, whatever shoes you're going to wear for fitness, keep them just for fitness. Don't wear them outside. Don't wear them, to the mall. Don't try and break them in. If you're going to break them in, only use them to practice walking, which we're going to go over towards the end. It's a preview for our next one. So I put down here $70 to $100 because, I'm going to assume that you're probably going to buy a pair of tennis shoes with the outfit from Rebel. So unfortunately, that is a little higher of an expense, but, it's part of the Miss America opportunity. So it's important to let you guys know that as well. So I had the Rebel top. I think they have one kind of similar in red. I'm not sure, but I put little rhinestones on top that you can see. These are some examples of individuals that did order the red last year, so you can kind of see what they look like. But again, you just go to rebelathletic.com and then you can just type in red in the search bar, and anything that is red, you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Not able to buy, but you're able to buy anything on the website. It will satisfy the qualification, or what they're looking for. Satisfy the, that word will come to me later. I'm studying for an exam. It's been a long day. Okay, talent, her story. So this is really up to you. If you're singing, you might wear a dress, a suit, a romper. If you're dancing, obviously a dance costume. I put down here places where you can buy different types of costumes, because I figured a lot of these that I had mentioned already were places that you can also buy like a dress for a monologue or a song that you're singing, whatever. If you're playing the violin, even up to you. I will say, if you are wearing something that you have to move a lot in, make sure you practice in it. So if you're going to get a dance costume, you don't have access to like a dance coach who is able to order you something online through the coaches only offers and stuff. Discount Dance has a wide variety. I didn't put it on here, but Weissman's also does. Dance for Solutions, Dillard's, you can find some really cool things. Poshmark and Mercari, these are kind of like Queenly, where you can buy something used. So definitely keep these in mind when you're shopping for things. I put some examples of my talent costumes. I've actually made all of mine. Oh, I guess this is how it uploaded. So you just get this one. If you creep on me on Instagram, you can see others. But yeah, I made this one, so the skirt to go on with it. So don't feel like you're limited to things just by, oh, I really want to have this, but it's not in store. So you limit yourself, right? So whatever your goal is, you can attain it. You have all the tools. You reach out to me, reach out to really anyone, everyone. You'll find that a lot of people are very willing to help you. And I keep seeing the chat things pop up. I see the notifications. I'm gonna look at those at the end. If it's something like, like you want to ask right now, you can definitely turn on the mic and cut me off though. I just like to do those at the end. I should have mentioned that at first. That is on me. Again, exam. My brain is mush. Okay, so onstage question, opening number. Typically in Illinois, this is a black outfit you're asked to wear, but it's like a cocktail dress or a romper or a suit, whatever it is that you're most interested in wearing and you want to wear. I've gotten stuff from Goodwill, Forever 21, Target, and Zara. The first dress I ever wore for opening number, in the local competition I competed in, which was Miss Peoria Metro in 2022, it was a black one sleeve dress from Forever 21 on the clearance rack for like $10. So I mean, you really don't have to have something super expensive to win. And then I gave kind of like an overall estimate of about $250 if you don't have anything, you know, you don't have, it's really just the evening gown and the Red Rebel is kind of what I put in the 250 price point for this. I assumed that you might have, you know, a black outfit or something for interview. But again, it's your budget. You could get, you know, the $19 dress, and you could get, you know, the $70 outfit for Rebel and have tennis shoes. So, you know, whatever it is that fits in your budget. I think it's important to plan this stuff beforehand. Let me go to the picture really quick. I believe I put in here. Oh, okay. I don't know where those pictures went either. Okay, but these are some example cocktail dresses. Obviously, they're not black, but really any kind of cocktail dress is typically what people wear on stage when they are not, oh, my light went off, when you're not being judged. So, but obviously people can wear like any kind of suit or romper. Some staple pieces to keep in your wardrobe would definitely be a pair of nude heels. If nothing else, buy a pair of nude heels because they go with everything. Oh my goodness. I wear nude heels all the time with any outfit because, again, it's like an extension of your leg, so it makes you look a little bit longer and it matches everything. And when you have the nude heels on, no one really notices your feet, so they just kind of look at your outfit too. Diverse Style by Sydney Dion, I think that's it. It's by Sydney Dion. She is a former pageant queen, and she has a very wide range of nude heels, so definitely check her out. I'd say get a pair of black heels as well. Obviously, if you're just starting out, you're like, this is way too much. Don't get the pair of black heels. But the nude heels you can wear every single time you're on stage with every outfit. So black heels are also kind of another staple that go with a lot of outfits. Earrings, I definitely would have a pair of small stud earrings if you have your ears pierced. Again, they go with about everything. If you do have your ears pierced, you probably have a pair of these lying around anyway. I said long rhinestone earrings. And what I mean by long is just something that's like really dangly and kind of long. If you get the clear rhinestones, not the ones that are A, B, and they reflect like a mirror-ish, but the ones that are almost like a clear silver, they tend to go with a lot of different outfits as well. So these are staples in my wardrobe. I actually have a pair of these rhinestone earrings in my crown box that I carry around. So definitely worth investing in. Still want to know what happened to those pictures. Okay, what resources are available for you to prep? And this is something that I tell girls and they're so shocked by. Go to TikTok or Instagram, but mainly TikTok, and just type in the hashtag pageant question and go through the videos, and you'll see a bunch of onstage questions, and you'll build your arsenal of questions to practice from for onstage and interview that way. Also, you can do, you know, hashtag pageant walk, pageant prep, pageant hair, and you'll learn so much. That's how I prepared for my first local competition, is I just scrolled through TikTok and I looked at different pageant walks. I looked at people, you know, teaching others that way. And it's a short enough video to where you see what you really want to focus on. The pageant hair thing was really unique. I might do like a hair tutorial. I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days-ish, and I need to wash it tonight. So I've learned quite a bit of hair tricks since being Miss Illinois that I'd love to share with y'all. So maybe I'll do one of those. But yeah, honestly, anything pageant, whatever on TikTok, you'll find a lot of videos. Let's go to, also it is storming here. So if my internet cuts out, I will post something on Instagram about it. What resources are available for you to prepare for interview specifically? So interview, I would Google, I think there's a list, like 100 thoughtful pageant questions, and it really gets you thinking about different things. So in your interview, which I'll go into more detail about your interview when we do the interview mini module online, it gets you to think about who you are, what your values are, what your opinions are. And again, in the interview, the judges want to hear you. They don't want to hear you on the fence of, oh yeah, well, I support this, but I also see why, you know, others would do that. They want to hear your opinion. They want to get to know you. So know your opinion ahead of time. You could start a binder of topics. A lot of girls do that, or they have a little note card and they'll write on the top, you know, favorite flavor of cheesecake. That's the topic. And then underneath it, they'll have a few bullet points of, okay, I really like blueberry and cherry. You don't have to write out word for word. I love blueberry and cherry cheesecake. They're my favorite. When I was growing up, my mom used to make it. They'll just put under the two cheesecakes, and that way someone asks them the question, hey, what's your favorite cheesecake? You go, oh, when I was growing up, my mom used to make this really great blueberry and cherry cheesecake. And now I try to make it for all my friends, and I've given them the recipe. So it should just kind of roll off your tongue and you think instantly of the two topics that you had. Some more prominent topics I would suggest having in there if you do a binder would definitely be climate change for one. That is a very popular question that you're going to get for the rest of the time in pageant world forever. It's going to be around. So however you feel about it, what your stance is, definitely take note of that. Any current events right now, the biggest current event, especially with Miss USA being Friday night, if you guys are going to watch, it's Friday night, 7 to 9 Central Time, I believe. The Miss Universe age change is a big one. So know how you feel about that. And if you don't know what that is, Miss Universe basically erased the age limit. It used to be 28 and now there is no age limit. So it's a huge change. So just think about how you feel about that and what that means for you, what that means for future Miss Universes. Know your stance. Also kind of self-reflect on your goals. So like, why do you want to be in Miss America? What would you want to do if you won? So these are all things you can keep in your pageant binder and kind of get to know yourself a little better. One thing that I will go over more when we do how to prep for interview is the paperwork you turn in. You should know that front to back. So I think that is the next slide, maybe. Yes, it is. So this is the paperwork. And I think it's all on here. Yes. So basically you have one sheet that you turn in, that's your community service initiative, and one sheet you turn in, that's your interview fact sheet. These are the sheets. These are the instructions. So if you want to take a screenshot or just come back to the YouTube video about 22 minutes into the video, if you want to write that down somewhere, you can see the information for creating your paperwork. I'm going to start with your community service initiative. So this is basically an essay per se, talking about your platform. And so when I think about it and how I tell people to start it is the very first sentence, it needs to be something so startling that the judges are excited to read the rest of it and they want to read the rest of it. So when you first jump in, mine's about organ donation, and I cannot tell you the first line off the top of my head because I don't remember it. But I think it's a startling fact of there are over 100,000 families in the United States waiting for a life-saving organ, and at the end of the year, only 25% of those individuals are actually going to get the organ that they need and will be able to survive. So that makes them realize, okay, this is really prevalent in society. What is she going to tell me next, right? So I like to have that first paragraph be everything that's really pertinent to the topic, why they should care, what's going to get them interested. The next paragraph, I'll talk about more of an emotional connection to really get the judge's heartstrings pulled at. I'll talk about the story with my grandpa, which he had polycystic kidney disease, and that's how I got started with organ donation, and it affected my dad, my youngest sister, my two cousins, and my aunt. So I really try to put in there why it's important to me, why I care about it. In the next paragraph, I will talk about why they should care about it. How does organ donation affect the regular person who doesn't have kidney disease? How does organ donation affect society as a whole? Why should people care about it? That's really important to hit home with. And after that, I'll talk about what I've been doing in society, what I've been working with across the nation, my partners, any community service I've been doing to support it, the advocacy work, everything that I'm doing is going to the next one. And then also what I have planned, the legacy I want to leave behind, what I would do as your next Miss America, or whatever title you're going for. I love to set up the CSI that way. You can do it however you want, but I think you really need to drive home in there, what you're doing, why it's important, like why someone else should care about it, and your connection to it. So make sure you hit on those. Again, it's one page. So the top of it, what I do, I put in the actual header of the document, and I'll put in there like the title. I think it's like Jessica Tilton, Community Service Initiative, Donate Life. So that's the title of my community service initiative is Donate Life, which is the organization's name. And then I go right into it in the paragraph body. I separate, all the paragraphs and everything. And at the end on the footer, which is, the bottom part, you can actually like insert a header and footer on Word, I believe, and Google Docs, which I did mine on. The end, I put like it's like a line you do, and then you write signature underneath it, and I believe title and date, or no, I think it says in here, whoever it is, maybe it's not title and date, signature, date, whatever. And then I used PDF, PDF experts to sign my name on it, but you can sign it on your phone, you can sign it on a lot of different documents. DocuSign lets you sign it, but yes, you have to have a signature on it. So yeah, signature and date. So just make sure you have the line below it. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, just send me a message and I'm happy to help you. Your interview fact sheet. It truly is like a fill in the blank worksheet. So you have your name. This is your hometown / local title. Obviously, you can do one or the other. You can do the local title you're applying for, and you can do your hometown. I believe I had both on mine. I had my hometown at state. I believe I had my hometown, and then I had the local title. What I currently was Miss Quad Cities. So when you're competing for a local, you can obviously ask the director too, like what you should put. For age, I put my birth date to current employment or schooling. If you are in high school, you don't currently have a job, awesome, enjoy it. You don't have to put employment. I believe I put my former employer now that I am back in school full time. So if that's also you in that case, you can feel free to kind of do that as well. Scholastic career ambition. You can set these up as sentences or you can do them just as a few words, whatever makes most sense to you. Your community service initiative. This is the one that I love to tell people you don't have to go super into right here because you just went into it on your community service initiative statement. So here, just a couple words about it, or maybe just the title. Some people do like to put a little sentence with it so people make the connection between the two papers, but I love to just do the title. So your performance or her story description. This is where you get to tell the judges a little bit about your performance and what you're going to do on stage for this part. And if you have a really cool background, this is where you're going to put it. If it's something you really enjoy, you've done it for years, put it here. So that way the judges can really kind of connect with you when you're on stage and they'll remember your paperwork. Accomplishments and interesting facts, kind of self-explanatory. This is your Miss America Fit statement. And we will kind of go over that next week when we talk about health and fitness. But basically, it's just how you are staying mentally and physically fit. So whether that's taking a lot of walks, drinking a ton of water in the day, going to the gym, whatever it is, it's going on there. And then this one, a lot of girls struggle with. And this is basically, so if someone's going to ask me, what other issue would you really want to advocate for if you had to pick something else other than your community service initiative? And for me, that's Alzheimer's because one of my grandmas has Alzheimer's and I've watched her struggle with it for many years and now she's on hospice. So to me, I also am really passionate about something else. Some people, they have a hard time finding another one. So I love to ask them, like, what do you do in your free time? Do you love pets? Are you passionate about, like, you really want to work with little kids someday? What about childhood cancer, childhood diabetes? There are a lot of different issues. And if you need help with this question, because it is kind of a tough one, let me know. I'd love to kind of poke around and help you narrow one down. 3 items on your bucket list in the next 5 years. I always love to see really unique answers for this. So really kind of marinate on this one if you are applying to your first local and you haven't filled this out yet, because this is the last thing on your paperwork that judges read. So another tip when you're filling out your fact sheet and everything, I would always put your most important or prominent or unique facts at the very first line. And because if you think about it, when you are given a worksheet in school or something, you're given a document to read, sometimes you'll just skim through the first few lines and they're like, okay, yeah, I got it. So think of it the same way here. The judges, right before you walk in the room, they might go, oh, okay, yeah, just glance at the first 2 lines. So you want to have your most prominent ones there. Let's see, so about like what the heck is the time commitment for prepping? I would say 3 to 4 days a week, about 3 weeks for the competition. You want to practice your talent every day. You want to do some questions to kind of get, your mind in the game again. Always practice your walk for evening out in fitness and practice it in the heels you're going to wear, heels or tennis shoes, no heels for fitness. And really just repetition is what's going to help you. Oh, I don't know what happened here. in total. I was working on this today when I was studying. Yep. Med school just has melted my brain. I can tell you that. So, what are we going to do next week? We're going to talk about preparing to compete again. Next week, we're going to be talking about health and fitness specifically. So, what does it actually look like on stage? Like, what am I doing when I get on stage? How can I prepare physically in such short notice? Like, what should I do? Right? Like, I want to lose 5 pounds, but I got a week. Okay. That's not healthy. Don't drop 5 pounds in a week, but you kind of get what I'm saying. How should I practice for health and fitness? How do you prep for it? And then I'm going to tell you my effective at home workout to get you really big arms on stage. And I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm not trying to be like, oh, go to the Beachbody website and get this. I'm literally just going to tell you what I do every day. And I have a kettlebell next to me. I actually do these when I'm studying. I don't leave my office, or it's my office slash apartment right here. I don't leave this when I do these workouts. I bought the kettlebell at TJ Maxx for $15. So, I mean, I do go to the gym, but most of the time, this is what I'm doing. And if I go to the gym, I'm really just practicing my talent. So you'll learn that next week. They're really simple. You could buy a kettlebell and do them with me next week if you want. Maybe we'll do that. I'll figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, you'll learn that too. So I think there's one more slide and there'll be questions. Oh, yes. So some tasks for next week. I would write out a weekly plan if you got a local you're thinking of doing, your plan from now to then. What are you going to do? What are you going to do every day? What do you need to do? What wardrobe do you still need? And order your Rebel apparel if you haven't already. That's the red Rebel that you're going to need for your health and fitness portion of the competition, just because those can get backward really quick. So let me pull the chat for questions. Oh, okay. Now they had one that Ashlyn asked. Do you have to have the Rebel brand from Miss Illinois? Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, it is expensive and everyone is required to have the Red Rebel for fitness, health and fitness this year. I know in the next few years, we're going to start seeing some girls really resell theirs, and this cost should be alleviated a little bit with all the resold merchandise. But unfortunately, right now, everyone has to pretty much buy it new. But yeah, Ashlyn did a great job with that. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to hop off for the night and I will look forward to seeing all of you next week. Next week, we're really going to dig down into health and fitness, how I prepped for state with it, my secrets, I guess. But really, I think I can always improve in general too. So I'm not going to say I'm an expert in anything, especially anything pageantry. I'm just going to tell you what I do and, what I think works, what I think doesn't. Oh yeah, Ashlyn said if anyone needs it, she has an extra pair of Rebel leggings. She decided not to use and will sell for cheaper than Rebel. So it's very kind of you, Ashlyn. So if you are interested in checking out those leggings, it's a really good deal because Rebel stuff is expensive and trying to get it shipped and everything in. So definitely check that out. We have nothing else. I'm gonna let y'all go because I have 2 exams on Friday and one big one on Monday. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really need to look for my exams. All right. Have a good night, guys. And I will talk to you next week.